Now let's try putting dimensions in our 3D objects. Right here in this ribbon tabs, from the home tab, solid, and then right here to the right, we can see the annotate tabs. In that annotate tabs, we can find the dimensioning tools that we need. And if you click this down button, then that's actually the same tools that we have already maybe familiar with when we were working with the 2D drawings. So we have the linear, the align, the angular, arc length, radius, and diameter. So also in the 2D drawings, what we did is we just click the dimensioning tools right away and then specify it. But this time we can't just do that. So if you see here, so we can't just let's say I want to put dimensions in this vertical length. So we can't just do that because we need to change our UCS. Okay, so let's say I want to create these dimensions 50 by 40, and we can only execute these dimensioning tools along the XY plane. So therefore I have to change my UCS, making this face right here as my XY plane. But this time the origin will matter. So in this home tab we have this UCS. So we're going to change this UCS. So type UCS, then specify the origin. So I'm going to make this as my origin, and for the X direction, this will be my X direction, and this will be my Y direction. So that means the plane will be along this back face. Okay, so not this face on the front. So that's gonna be in my in the back face, because that's where I want to put my dimensions. Okay, so annotate, then click linear, and then now we can select the points, then we can do that. Okay, so next one is, what if I want to put dimensions along this length? So I have to change my UCS once again. Okay, and then this as my origin, and here's my x-axis, and here's my y. And then back to annotate, select linear, and then just select the points. Okay, next one is, what if I want to create if I want to put dimensions this length and in this length. So I have to change my my origin, or my point of origin. Okay, so click this once again, or maybe we have other options. Okay, so if not, then just click this and say specify origin. So I'm going to specify my origin maybe right here, or even here, or there. That doesn't matter, as long as it's in the plane where we want. So here's my x-axis, here's my y. So that's also possible, or maybe if you want, here's our origin, here's our x, and here's our y. That's also possible, because we are only referring to one plane. So next is annotate. So click linear, and then select the points, and also in this direction. Okay, and then finally, if you want to put dimensions on this length, then change the UCS once again. So just type UCS, select the origin, select the X, and select the Y. So you notice here's my X and Y. So the dimension that I can make would be only along this XY plane. So I can't make this dimension along the Z. So if I want that dimension to be in the Z axis, so I have to change my UCS, select the origin, select the X, select the Y. Specify the X and the Y, and then create the linear dimensions. So there it is. Okay, next one is this. So if I want to create the dimension of this thickness, then I'm going to change my UCS to home, and then so this, specify it here in the for the quadrant, So maybe my quadrant is turned on. Okay. Okay, so again, UCS specify quadrant. So I'm just going to type Q. Sorry. Maybe turn off my ortho mode and then type QUA for quadrant. So quadrant off this, then turn my ortho mode once again. So here's my X, here's my Y, and put the dimensions. So here dimensions. Okay, next one is what if I want to dimension the diameter. So what I will need is to change my UCS once again. So just type UCS, specify. Maybe I'll specify this as my origin. Here's my X and here's my Y axis. Then click diameter. So diameter, and there it is. Okay, next one is we will need this dimension from this quadrant to this edge. So we are still in the same plane, so no need to change the UCS. Okay, next one is so next one is I'm going to put dimensions on this space. So UCS once again, specify this as our origin point, X and Y. Then linear dimensions once again, and also for the diameter. Again, for this length, then change the UCS once again. Maybe specify this as your origin and specify this X direction and Y direction. Okay, so that's the 15. Now if we try this something like automatic dimensioning, so we just have to click on the object and it gives us directly the dimensions. Like for example here, click on the object, or maybe we'll just try this linear. Okay, and then what else? Lastly for this, so UCS, I'll specify this as my point of origin, X, Y, and then for the dimensions we have and then at the base, so UCS change once again, but the point of origin should be on this plane, so X, Y. Okay. Okay, so change the point of origin once again. So here's the origin X and Y. And once more for the width right here, so origin X and Y. And what else? Maybe this height. So for the height, change the UCS. Okay, and there we go.